What up? Jeff here with all my Bitcoin renegades. And if you haven't noticed, the last few days, I've been making like a lot of videos about different things, talking about Elon Musk, because I saw his TED Talk and a bunch of other things. But we cannot forget about what's going on with the internet computer because this is a little bit worrisome for me. And we're going to kind of go look at the price in here. We're going to see why. I was just looking at it a little while ago and it is a little bit worrisome. I'm not panicking yet, so don't worry. I don't see us dropping to like $8 anytime soon. But what is happening is the worst case scenario, right? Internet computer goes down, and Bitcoin really didn't have a massive breakdown, right? So the market is starting to lose interest in the altcoins, and we're gonna do a little bit of like detective work tonight, and we're gonna try to figure out exactly what event in the world in crypto or whatever that caused internet computer actually go below that $14 level that had held pretty strong before. We were somewhere around 1450, and then we dropped and it hit to the 14, and then now it's down to, I believe, 1367 is what it went down to, the lowest as last I saw. At least I don't know if it dipped below that. We will go look right now, but this doesn't mean like it's an end of the world scenario. It isn't like recon red or anything, but it is yellow. Let's move we're not in the green, when it comes to not panicking, we're not in the red either. We never really panic, but we always are cautious. That's why we move to the yellow, to be a little cautious right now and be more mindful of what we do. And that's just what I talk about, taking control of your finances. I know it's such a cliche, but it really is effective when you have the mindset that you're in control and you let the price come to you and you make, the decisions. And sometimes you do have to change what you're doing for the market. Um, but that's just not what you do. I mean, you can do that, or you can just sit back and be like, okay, I'm going to reinvent my strategy now instead of conforming to what the market is doing. Am I going to let them believe the price is going to keep going down to zero after this, or down to 8 or whatever, price 10? So the thing is, with the Fibonacci retracement, I think 13. Let's get this little guy out here. We can get the Fib retracement, and we'll see kind of. Oh, this is where it would go. Okay, that's the retracement. I don't want that one. Let's look at this since we have it out though. So the 1618 would still be up at 28. And then we have the one right here at 2270, and up at 20. But let's actually get the other one out here. The so I always thought that was backwards, the extension. Okay, let's maybe try it from the top to bottom. I don't know. Okay, hold up. Oh, that's the one that went from the time frame too. Okay, bear with me a minute. I will get this. Okay, so let's try from the bottom to the top. Oh, but then this one's that stupid thing. Okay. Uh, ugh. There we go. We'll do this one. Let's try from the bottom. There we go. That's how. So you use the same one. Now I figured it out. You use the same one, but you either go top to bottom or bottom to top, and that's the difference. Cool. I just figured it out. I knew I would if I just kept doing it. All right. So this is important right here. As you see, we are basically sitting at the one right now. From the top to the one. The 0.7816, you see how we used that as support for a while, and when it broke below that level, we went down and touched the one. So I know sometimes it seems like I don't know what I'm doing, but I do know what I'm doing. It's just sometimes the technical aspects of it make it a little bit hard. Okay, so I'm not like just giving you guys a load full of crap. Like, this is real stuff. It's just sometimes it's hard for me to figure it out the right way, but we did it. So from the top of where we were at 22 all the way down to about 1408 right here. And that means that, if all else fails, we will go down to, like I said, about the $8 range. I don't think that's going to happen. I really think that we're going to be holding strong along this one right here. There are other levels that should be supporting us right here, but like these levels on the way down. But I guess once you get to a certain level, you don't get a lot of levels of support and stuff. So now let's get some other indicators out here with this so that we can get a better view. And I thought we'd go to the white background today just because I thought it would stick out a little bit more. And it's a little harder on the eyes though. That's the only problem I have with it. Let's see, EMA9. We're going to be way below all of these, but you'll see how it correlates with the Fibonacci retracement. Well, let's see where that 9 is right now. 9 is at 1529. Okay. And now let's get the 100. Okay, we got the 21, the 50, and the 100. As you see, when we failed to break this level, it just seems like, boom, this was resistance at us. We failed to break it. We closed right under that line right there. We went up. We touched. That's the thing. We went up and touched this moving average right here, the 21. We went up and touched it right here. And then we closed below the 618, which held us back. And then we went one last time to touch it, couldn't do it, and then we failed. We went all the way down to this, the 786, failed to hold that. Let's see, we actually went down below it, closed above it, and then failed to hold it and broke down even more. So we went down, boom, and now we're at the 1. So hopefully, and we went below it, see, but we closed above it. So, and now we're on our way up a little bit again. So hopefully this is our last level of support, man. If it goes in, that's why I said we're in a little bit of trouble here. If we went below this one, it wicked down, and now we're actually in the candlesticks down here. And that's a little bit worrisome, for the short term. I'm not really worried about the long-term aspects of this project at all. But in the short term, when it comes to price and accumulation, it's good for accumulation. But it can't continually go down and be good for accumulation, right? Because, yeah, you dollar cost average, but I know the sentiment of people. Like for me, I could handle that because I know where the crypto is going. But all those people aren't sold on it yet. Those are going to be the ones we're going to lose, if this keeps going down. But it might not have any choice. The market sometimes, does what it wants. And there's nothing that, the internet, computer, Definity, anybody can do about it. Right. So it's just the name of the game sometimes. And it's not always the best thing, but we do have a solid level of support right here. Let's go look and see if there's any did a bunch of neurons get opened up today, or I mean, we can't really see if there was a lot of, can we 0 to 6 months? Right here. So before, it does look like there was only about 100,000, 200,000 that are gone. Yeah, so there's about 100, 200,000 tokens put on the market. So I think that's probably what happened. If you look here, this is the 0 to 6 months. And if you look a couple days ago on the 27th, it was 27 million, right? And before was 26, and then 27, 26.9, 100,000 less, and then 26.8, and that's the last. So it went down, and maybe that affected the price. I don't think that's enough to do that, but I'm trying to figure out what actually happened to, affect the price this way. Let's look at Bitcoin, I guess. Like, is Bitcoin the culprit? If Bitcoin didn't do it, maybe the stock market. The stock market would have trashed Bitcoin too. Let's see. The last day, it is down. Now let's go back to Internet Computers Day. Yeah, so I guess it was the price of Bitcoin. See, that's what happens. Bitcoin goes up to this $40,000 level, touches it, fails to break, gets rejected, and then the altcoins pay the price, and it keeps beating them down. So I still say this is our bedrock level, even though we did go below this, which is a little bit worrisome, but we still hold this downtrend right here, support. Now, if that breaks, then we do have a little bit more to worry about. This is going to be right in line with that Fibonacci retracement on the 1. And that's why I say that this is a pretty good level of support, even though it did go down a little bit further. And I say, yes, it can wick down. If it does go below this, it's probably, I thought it was only going to wick down, which I guess it did, but the candle's still kind of low too. You see how much of the candlestick is actually lower than that right there. You can see. So it did break down, but it did touch on our downward trending support line, and it's in line with the Fibonacci retracement as well. So, not great news, not terrible news. Good news for people who like to invest at low prices and accumulate. I heard somebody say they're not going to buy until it goes a lot down further. Well, I mean, that's a good plan. I'm not saying that your plan is flawed in any way. I think everybody has a legit plan, and if they stick with it, then you're awesome for doing that. But sometimes you got to know when a floor price is on a crypto, and when they test that floor price, it's just to trick you. It could keep going down. Like I could be wrong, guys, and I don't want to be wrong. I want to be right about this. That we're just going down here for a brief tap, and we're going back up. So that's what I hope happens. If Bitcoin keeps going down, that's not. I don't see how we're going to be able to keep up. But for now, there's not a lot of volume selling off. There's not a whole big reason. I mean, that is some volume right there. Not a whole lot of reason to panic right now. That's not a whole lot of volume for how much we went down right there. There was a little bit more volume here, but some of that could be buying volume too. I bet a lot of it is. And they like to trick us and think, oh, it's going down, it's going down. But actually, most of that's probably purchase volume because people are buying at these low levels. You're selling and somebody's buying it up right away. That's why we don't go lower. When you sell, even if you're selling a lot, the same person's buying it up right after you. That's what we do. Like, if you sell, I'm going to buy it from you. Like, you want to sell it to me for a discount? I'll buy it from you all day long. But that's just my way of looking at it. Now, how can we know what happened in the world? Well, I don't think it was a world event that did this. I think it was the constant pressure and Bitcoin hammer. And I'm going to make it a real thing. I thought I would get more than 5 people to like it on Twitter. So if you could help me get the word out about the Bitcoin hammer, I have a real explanation to what it is, not just like the Bitcoin dominance. It's an actual effect of the Bitcoin dominance and how it impacts altcoins in a real way. And it's only significant to crypto. It wouldn't be a thing that would happen in the stock market unless they had like some kind of stock dominance, like I don't think that is a thing in the stock market. So, but I want that to be a real thing, the Bitcoin hammer, and because it's a real thing. I just want people to know about it, and so that's where I need your help. And it directly is affecting the price of internet computer, as you see whenever Bitcoin goes down. What happens? Altcoins go down a lot more. It's just the name of the game, man. The dominance does that. Now, when altcoins have more of the market, you'll start to see altcoins not go down as much when Bitcoin does, or even start pumping. When Bitcoin goes down. So, and that's normally an alt season. After Bitcoin stops pumping or, just stops dumping, we can have an altcoin season, but that hasn't happened so far. So now let's look at the 1 hour. This right here is looking to me a little bit like an inverse head and shoulders, with the shoulder being here. And then we would need another shoulder over here. This would be the neckline or the head. This is the neckline right here. And then we would go here and it would look something like this. And then there would be the other shoulder somewhere over here. The neckline would extend further through the shoulder. And then if we break out of that, that's what happens. It flies way up past that. Actually, it would even be a better one right here if it actually went down somewhere like right here or right here. That would be, I guess there would be no neckline though. Unfortunately, it wouldn't touch the neckline. This would have had to go up like that and then back down. There we go. That could be one. Yeah. That looks really bad, but if you get my idea, that's all that matters. It doesn't have to look pretty. I missed talking to my daughter, man. That sucked. I got the message late and I was going to be able to talk with her. And I missed the message, man. I thought it was for a certain time and I still was going to be able to talk to her. But fortunately, that didn't happen. So um, that's okay. That means hopefully I'll get to talk to her soon. So that's awesome. That's why sometimes life is about waiting, guys. Now, this is where I just want to talk to you guys a little bit for a second. Sometimes I've noticed they always say stupid stuff like, "Oh, the best things in life come to those who wait." I hate that saying because I've lived that. If you don't know my story, I'll tell you a little bit of it right now. I got married at a young age and had a child with my wife that we ended up, she cheated on me. We got divorced. And then she was in a different state, got our child taken away, didn't tell me about it. Our kid ended up getting adopted by another family. And it killed me every single day. Oh, stupid fruit fly. It killed me every day for years and years, and I tried everything that I could do except getting a lawyer. That was the one thing I should have done is I should have got a lawyer in the first place. Instead, I was trying to trust my ex-wife and trying to trust the system and all that. My advice to anybody, if you ever have problems, and your significant other takes your child, get a freaking lawyer, man. And if the reason I didn't get one in the city I was in is because they were all corrupt. So you can even go to a different city. I didn't know that. I was a young kid at the time. Like I didn't know anything about this. And so I was just, trying to figure things. Anyway, I don't want to go a lot into that. But anyway, so I turned to a life of, drug addiction because of all the things that I went through, losing my child, my wife, all that. It's not really an excuse. It sounds like an excuse now, but I used it as an excuse. There was a lot of things that I needed to work out. But anyway, so what happened is years went by. I would call DFS and try to talk to the family. They were always on vacation, which is cool. I guess they always took my daughter, and did some cool things with her. I guess their older daughter, I don't want to tell a lot about this, but she was a Christian singer, because they're very private people, but she was a Christian singer. And so she got to travel to festivals and go to Christian stuff with them. And they always took her on vacation. Well, every time I tried to call, they were on vacation, right? And I'm like, okay, well, let them get a hold of me when they get back because I really want to be part of my daughter's life. I love her and I didn't ever want to lose her. Like I'll do anything. And so that went on for years. I would call and they'd always be on vacation. And I prayed. I was like, God, this is the last time I'm trying, man. I said, I can't do this anymore. I'm calling every year and it's just crushing me every time. Like and so I said, "This is the last time. If I call and they don't, if they're on vacation again or whatever, dude, I'm done." And so my sister actually got a hold of me and she's like, well, this is her Facebook account. And, so I was like, man, I'm going to reach out to her because I was always reaching out to the Department of Social and Health Services, the one that took the child in that state in Wyoming. I wasn't even in that state. They took her, and so I would call them. But so my sister gave me the people's number. This is a good ending. Don't worry. It's not a sad story. I mean, it is kind of a messed up story and stuff, but it has a happy ending. And so there's a point to this. I'll get to that at the end. So finally, I got a hold of her and we started talking and we built a relationship, me and the adopted family. And over years, they're really protective of her. They let the mom in her life again and she messed it up. Like she would blow off the meetings and all, sorts of stuff like that. And just, it wasn't good, for her growing up. So they cut that off. And so when I came into the picture, they are on guard and I can't blame them. And so I saw that love they had and that protection for her. So that's why I didn't push it. I just built a relationship and it took a long time. I think we started talking when she was 11 and I didn't meet her until she was 17. So I ended up talking to them for years and years and years. And sometimes it takes a long time for things to work out. You can't give up hope. You just have to, stick in there. And that's the thing. Sometimes it sucked. It was the hardest time waiting and waiting. They could have made me wait till she was 18 to meet her. And so them, even though she was 17, it was still them showing that, they wanted to make sure she was mature enough and all that. And so I don't want to go too much into the story because I like to keep that part of my life, sacred and secret, not like secret, but like, away from the public and stuff. But I just thought that's a good, story of like perseverance and not just with crypto. Like this is more than this, like just in your life and anything that you're waiting for. If you're waiting on something, you've been waiting a long time, God will deliver or whatever the situation is, he did for me. And right when I was getting ready to give up, he gave me hope. Right. And that was, I wouldn't have been able to get through that was years ago. So if that one thing wouldn't have happened, I was ready to give up that many years ago, and I stuck through it for 6 years after I wanted to give up because I started to work towards something good, and I changed my life, and I wanted to show them that I did. So that's the thing. When you mess up, even though you've had crap happen to you, you have to take responsibility, and so that's what I did, and I changed my life. And I made myself a good person that my daughter could have a relationship with, and that was my goal. That's probably why I turned out the way I did for myself, but also for my daughter. So keep your heads up, guys. Let's go back to crypto a little bit. I guess internet computer might be going down right now. You guys might be going through hard times with whatever happened in the world, especially if you're watching overseas and or if you have family, over in that part of the world, which I know people that do. They're going through some hard things. So this too will pass. And so just keep up hope. And when it comes to crypto, it's fun. You want to have fun with it. You don't want to put your life savings in crypto. But just if you want to be wealthy, it's going to take time with anything in life. That's a good example. If you want anything worth value, it takes time. If you want to build a relationship with somebody, it takes time. If you want to build a portfolio, it takes time. If you want to get good at anything in the world, it takes time. I was just playing Icy Birds, and I got a score of 49. The high score was 50. They got one more. It like stopped me right before I was gonna get it, but no, I don't know. But so if you just persevere, man, that's what it's all about. And wealth takes time. Knowledge. Why do you think old people, we consider them as wise? Because they've had the time, they've had the experience. Anything in life worth having takes time. And the thing is, we don't have a lot of time in this world, so time is very valuable. So don't lose that time. That's the one thing that I think I did a little bit wrong, which I wasted a little bit of time in there, but it was healing myself, so I can't really say it is a waste of time. Sometimes you just need to do nothing. And that's a good example in the crypto market too. Like sometimes you just need to do nothing and wait for the market to play itself out. And then you can, like, if you're confused, you don't know what to do nothing. It's always safer to do nothing than to take an action that you can't take back. You know what I mean? So keep your heads up, Sorry, it turned into like kind of a spiritual thing, but kind of I'm not sorry. Um, $13 ICP was coming. I believe you did say that, but I will. I'm the kind of bull. I won't admit it till it happens. But you were right. I'm not afraid to admit it when it happens. But I'm actually a person of faith. But when it comes to something that I believe in, like I don't believe ICP is worth only $13 each. Do you? I think it's worth over $750 a piece. If you look at everything that it can do and everything that it will do, yeah, it's just super undervalued. So everything is hurting. Imagine if Bitcoin hits 32 to 34. Yeah. So I'm not really worried about a 32 to 34. You know why? Because that's not going to bring the market down too much. Do you know what will? 30 and 28.8 or below that. That will, because those are levels that people don't think can be broken. Like everybody is like, yeah, this has happened before. We've went down to 32 a lot. But if we break that, it'll hurt us right now. You have a good point because everything's so low. But man, imagine 28 or 25 or even a 20,000. So I don't think those are going to happen. Like I said, I think Bitcoin is doing its best to smash the altcoins down. Now, if we think along that line, why are they smashing altcoins down? Would they smash them down to just go back up later? That is a possibility. That way they can get more of a return. But the other possibility is what you're saying, that they're smashing the altcoins down so that when Bitcoin dumps, it's a tragedy. So, like, if we go back up, it's not going to be such a tragedy. But if we're at this low level and Bitcoin breaks that support and like Bitcoin goes into a legit bear market, then I will flip my sentiment because I'm not going to lead you guys in the wrong direction. But for right now, there's nothing in the news, in the world, in the chart that tells me Bitcoin is going to go down to those levels. It's all speculation. And sometimes I'm right and sometimes I'm wrong. But since I have kind of a bullish bias, it makes me wrong a little bit more often because I don't want it to go that level. Like, yeah, I want to get more of them, but it just, there's a point. It's like a scale. It's like, yes, I want to get more, but no, I don't want it to go down that far, though. You know what I mean? So that's the only thing that I have. Absolute bottom there. I don't think I. Let me think about that for a second. Hmm. Okay, if it breaks this, 8, 855. So this is why I'm going to say that. So it has nothing to do with anything else. I was going to try to look at this and see if I could. Um, are you guys seeing this? Okay, you are. So I was looking at this to see if I could find like an area where it would hit the bottom here and maybe 1333 on May 7th, and it could go down even to 13 right here, right? But what we really need to look at is the Fibonacci retracement from the top to the bottom. Oh, I mean from the bottom to the top, remember? Okay. Whoops. Okay. And so that's what I would say right here. I think I have it too. I think it's like 855. That's what we had it last time, the 1.618. Yeah, because this isn't down far enough. That's why. But I think it was like 855. So that's the worst case scenario. I think we go to 855 with the Fibonacci retracement. That is going to be the absolute lowest. I think even if Bitcoin goes down, I don't think we're going to go much lower than 855 because yeah, that's the lowest we could go. Because if not, we're at negative 83 cents and we can't go negative 83 cents. I mean, I guess we could. It would be less than $1 though, right? It would be like zero. I don't know, like zero something maybe. I don't know the exact math on that, but it would be negative. So we'd have to go, 0.000001 or something. You know what I mean? So it's not going to go to that. It's not going to go to sub dollar levels. It's not going to or sub penny levels. That's not happening. Not. I get, dude. I guarantee you that. Okay, that's one thing I can guarantee you. But yeah, 855, that is a sketchy level, but that's probably the lowest that I could ever see this price going. Ever. And that is absolute doomsday scenario. And I don't believe it. I absolutely do not believe that that will happen. So, but good question, man. I was going to answer real quick and then I was like, I better think about that before I say that because I came up with a pretty good answer in my opinion. $1,000 I'm thinking of converting from the Oasis Network coin. That's a good new one on Coinbase, Oasis Network. I saw that. I almost did a video about it, but I was like, nah. And well, because I had a bunch of other stuff I was going to talk about, so it would have been tomorrow. So I appreciate you, man. Okay, thanks for coming. I always appreciate your presence. Smash the like button up before you leave, man. I'm still thinking of making a Mina episode for you, bro. I got you in the back of my mind. Don't worry. And I think I might do it. You want me to do it as a regular video or a membership video? That's up to you. Just let me know whenever you get a chance if you want me to do, because a membership video would be like you and one other guy. If you want me to do a Mina video for the community, then I'll just do that. It's basically for you and other Mina people too. So let me know if you're not gone. What's up, Six Figs? Didn't see you there. So you said you were buying at 13, man. So I hope you had a buy order in at like 1370. That would be a good price for you. Okay. All right, cool. We'll just do like a maybe multiple crypto video. We'll do like Mina, Jasmy, and then just do a bit of TA on all of them. I think that'll be good. And then when we get more people, then we can do the members. So if you guys want to become a member and you want to have a video with just me and a couple other people, so that you can get like direct questions and answer like right away, then I could do that. Jasmy's hurting too. Oh, 1325 is your buy order. Okay. Jasmy's hurting. That means it's a good time to purchase then. So, all right, guys. I hope you're having a good night. I would stay on longer and chop it up with you guys, but my head is hurting right now. And so I'm going to go. But I know not to eat salami now. I know salami triggers my migraine every time now. I don't know what it was. I could used to eat salami before. I guess whatever package I have been getting, Hillshire Farms or whatever, just has too many nitrites and nitrates in it. And like I still have kind of a migraine. Remember last time I had a migraine and it got healed on live, and then last night I ate another one, and I was only eating the cheese, and I was like, man, I don't think it was a salami because it only happened that once. I was like, that's probably just a coincidence. So what did I do? I ate the salami, and then within a half an hour, I swear, within a half an hour, I started getting the flashing lights, and I was like, oh man, no, no. And I almost like wanted to puke up the salami at that time. I was like, but I didn't. And so yeah. Anyway, be careful of salami if you have migraines. All right, guys. That being said, you know what time it is. Goodbye and good Bitcoin.